ラビ・シャンカルさんは今夜のホームコンサートに娘のアノーシカちゃんも出演させたいと言っています。楽しみです。曲目はもう決めてるんでしょうか。インド音楽の場合中心になるのはラーガだそうです。ラーガってのは旋律の型なんだそうですが、ホームコンサートの前にラーガとは何なのか少しレクチャーしてもらうことにします。それじゃあちょっとシャンカーさんに何かラーガの短いフレーズを、プレイしていただきたいんですが。
Could you kindly give a small bit on some raga so that we will know what exactly is raga?
I'll try. You see, first I'll tell you the notes that this raga uses.
まずこのラガに対するノートについて言います。
This is scale, not the raga.
これはスケールです。ラガの
Now, the ascending of this raga, it doesn't use the second and sixth. No second or sixth, like it is. La 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 la. In this ascending, all the notes are used. 5, 7.
上がるとき5つだけ、下がるとき7つ。
So this is what we call arohi, avarohi, or the ascending and descending. But when we perform the raga, it has to be from very slow, like.
ラガをですね、ゆっくり始まります。最初に。
And the treatment in medium tempo will.
少し早くなります。
Fast.
Raga 今のラーガのタイトルは何ですか？
What is the name of the raga?
Madhuvanti.
え？
Madhu.
マドゥ
Vanti.
バンティ
Madhuvanti.
マドゥバンティ
Rag Madhuvanti. That's it.
意味があるんですか？
Is there any special meaning for Madhuvanti?
Yeah, it means full of honey.
Uh-huh.
Something which is full of honey. And this is an afternoon raga.
これは午後、
午後の
いや
夕べ
ラガで、
夕べ午後
午後です。
ああ
午後と夕べは違いますから、午後のラガであって、このラガの意味は、
All our ragas. All our ragas are associated with different times. Early morning raga, late morning, early afternoon, early evening, evening, night, late night. Even of different season, like rainy season raga, spring season raga, etc. And for different occasion also, ceremony, marriage, or different ragas are associated always. We usually don't play, especially in my part. I play the northern Indian Hindustani system, in which we are very sort of orthodox. We never play a morning raga in the evening or evening raga in the morning, We play according to what time we are performing. We choose the raga.
キリがないです。
So there's so many ragas and so many varieties. There's absolutely no limit to it.
No limit, no limit. That's why my guru used to say that one life is not enough for anyone to be really, there's no end to it. That's why one life is not enough for to become a musician or to reach the perfection.
もうすぐ6時になります。ホームコンサートが間もなく始まります。招かれたのはジャーナリストや音楽家などラビ・シャンカールさんの親しい友人たちです。即興性が非常に特徴なわけですけど、即興でやるっていうことはですね、例えば僕が和太鼓叩く時ですね、これは即興なんですけど、どうも頭を通すと頭脳を通すとミスを犯すんですよね。だからそのラーガを弾いてらっしゃる時にラビ・シャンカールさんは一体、頭の中を空っぽにしてるのか、それともどこかを通してそのアドリブなさってるのか、ちょっとお聞きしたいんですけど。
But I'd like to elaborate what a raga is. It's very difficult to explain, very difficult. But I'll try. You see, a raga is not a scale. A raga is not just a melody. A raga is not a key or, a composed piece of music. Ragas are based on scale, as I said earlier, 72 scales. And a raga has to have its own ascending and descending structure. Then its motif, then the important swara or the note, most important, second important, like that. And after all that, it's only the guru who can teach you the secret to give the prana or the life into the raga. When it becomes alive, each note becomes, full of the pulse. I mean, there's a pulse, which and it becomes alive, and that takes long time to achieve, very long time. First, you learn the fixed things, exercises, and fixed compositions, and then slowly you start improvising. After you get, that's why we say you cannot teach or learn a raga, but you have to imbibe it in your system. And once that is done, then you don't think of it intellectually through the brain, as you said. You are right. When we get into the raga, it is part of our body and mind, and we let ourselves go. We don't think anymore with the brain. 曲を書くことも演奏することもあるんですけど、音がね、一体どこからやってくるかわからない時があるんですよ。その頭の中で作ってるのではなくて、自分が思いもよらなかった音がね、思い浮かぶというんですか、そういうことがありますけど、それは例えば自分の肉体の中にあるものだけではなくて、なんか外からやってくる気がするんですね。そういったこととその音と宇宙との交信というんですか、そういうことを要するにシュタールでそういうことをやってらっしゃるんでしょうか。Well, as I have been told in our tradition, all our great musicians, not today but in the past, they were saintly people. They were saints like Swami Haridas, Swami Tyagaraja, or Ramdas, Surdas. All these people were great musicians and great saints. So the path was together. They were seeker of God and they were musicians at the same time. They did not perform for money or dollar or for people or public. They sang or in temples in front of their deity. And their whole attitude was through music, was through like devotion, meditation. And therefore they did have, it is said that all of them were siddhas. Siddhas means, they attained divinity. I have long way to do that. I have not been able to, but at that moment I do feel the divinity. At the moment of performance of, when I make music.
今回もお体の具合が心配されましたが、大変お元気で、東京その他各地の演奏会を済ませました。文化ジャーナルのスタッフがホテルにお邪魔をしてお話を伺いました。
多くの人があなたの来日をこの町に待ってたと思うんです。今回の日本の訪問で特にどういうことをお感じになってますか？
Well, coming after 9 years, I'm absolutely amazed at the change. I find so much more development. In Japan, what is very outstanding, I feel, that you have got a group of listeners for every type of music, which is amazing. I think it's unique in anywhere in the world. For every sort of music, there is listener. Well, that is what I always felt very much, most interesting thing, that from the very first time I felt there was a lot of appreciation, a lot of interest. I would like to say a few words about the instruments that you are seeing. The main instrument is the sitar. It has been there in India for almost 750 years. It's made out of teak wood, completely hollow inside. This round piece you see, and also one here, is made out of gourd, a dry pumpkin. There are 6 strings for playing, 4 for melody, 2 for rhythm. Underneath there are 13 strings known as sympathetic resonating strings. One very interesting thing on this instrument is that you can play on the frets and also pull the string and this 2-piece drums is known as tabla. It is tuned with a hammer. It is always played in the background of all the classical music. It's known as tanpura. To create a hypnotic drone and atmosphere. Well, ours is a music which has been handed down from the guru, the master, to the disciple for last almost 2,500 years. And it is mostly improvised, based on the ragas and talas, the melody forms and the rhythmic cycles. And we improvise all the time. Almost 80 to 90% is improvised. And it is not a written down system. It is an oral tradition. That's what makes our music very interesting and always fresh. It is not something which has been composed by someone and we are just interpreting. No, we are making music all the time ourselves.
即興性とそういう深い表現との結びつきについて説明してくださると大変ありがたいんですが。
You see, the whole system is this, that we have to learn it for years and years from our teacher, the whole scientific system, and it takes nothing less than 10 to 15 years to assimilate that knowledge. It's only after that we start improvising. It is not just improvising anything we want. We improvise on strict principles of the ragas and the talas, which are not like jazz, Now will be almost noon time in this room, looking at outside the weather, so I'll play something which is more practical for this time. It is known as sarang.
ラビ・シャンカールさんはそのインド音楽の魅力を世界中にね広めたと思うんです。その先駆者としてね。それで大変多くの出会いがあったと思うんですけれども、例えばクラシックではメニューヒンとか、ジャズではコルトレーンとか、それからジョージ・ハリスンとか、その他そういった異なった文化の出会いということでですね、誰かとのその出会いの経験を話してくれませんか？
Well, I have two separate identities. One as a performer, where I perform my solo along with tabla player like Kumar Bose with me this time. And also I'm a composer. I like to compose. From last 40 years I've been doing a lot of experimentations with orchestra, with solo players in India, outside India with all the famous people you mentioned just now. I have even played with Hoshan Yamamoto and Musumi Miyashita on koto. So I like to experiment on new things. It's very exciting for me. Basically whatever I do is Indian, the music, but I like the tone and the color and the performer to be non-Indian, which makes it very interesting.
日本人の場合とそれからヨーロッパの人との場合と違いがありましたか？
Definitely, because while playing the music I felt more at home, because that connection of Asia and our old culture or whatever, you know, and lot of Japanese old melodies are very much akin to some of our raga forms, some melody forms, you know.
そういった芸術的な挑戦とそれから素晴らしい技術とでご自分の国でですねとても高い評価を、受けてると思うんですけれども、ただですね保守的な人っていうのはどこにでもいますけれども、そういった挑戦に批判的な人もいましたか？
Well, I said it earlier, if you missed my point, that I have two separate identities. When I play my sitar, give a concert, that time I'm purist, and I follow the old Indian traditional classical form of music. But when as a composer or trying something new, then I'm much more open-minded. I don't fear to experiment, you know.
But as a
People have the right to think whatever they want. They always, many times they criticize me that I'm breaking the rules, but that is as a composer, not as a performer. In the beginning they criticize, but after some time, if it is worthwhile, they accept it and they like it.
これからですねどういうふうな活動をしたいと思っていらっしゃいますか？
Well, I am mostly based in Delhi now, and I have a lot of students on whom I'm working very hard. Then I'm doing a lot of creative thing. I have been just commissioned by Birmingham touring opera company to do a ballet cum opera together, and I have number of commissions like that, films, television. So this is how I'm very active, plus concertizing.
Well, it's many things. It's difficult to say in one word, but mostly the love and the mood and also the culture and the struggle and research what they have done or he has done.
ラビ・シャンカールさんの健康法というのを伺いたいんですが。
Well, I think music and love for people and all the good friendship from people, that's I think there is